Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, this is my first speech by a Toastmaster. It's called an icebreaker, and it's entitled, "My Name is Not Really Jay." It's true, it's not really Jay. My real name is Jeremy Haranilia. Jay is normally or reserved for my family, my parents, and my closest friends. Jeremy Haranilia, for some reason, since I got here in Singapore, I didn't realize that it was so hard to pronounce. Singaporeans wrongly didn't even say my last name, and even foreigners have a hard time with this. Maybe because my first name is English and my last name is in Spanish, so both J's are pronounced differently. So everyone who comes up to me, they try to pronounce my name in English, so they all call me Jeremy Jaranila, which is not right. So I think when I was growing up, or when they were trying to put together my name, my father said, well, he had a grand idea of having all his children start with a name, or the name start with the letter J, just like him. So my dad's name is in Spanish, which is Jorge. So he's got a good name. He's got both Spanish names, which is Jorge. So that's J-A-O-R-E. But the irony here really is in the Philippines, nobody calls him Jorge. They all call him George. My dad, who's an African man, is the real reason why I'm here in Caterpillar. When I was growing up, my dad used to work for the Caterpillar dealership in the Philippines. So I was growing up with Caterpillar. Every time when we have Christmas parties, if you were here 2 Christmas parties ago, you would have seen it. You know, we had a in the yard rides, a program on the stage, some games, and a lot of food, and of course a lot of Caterpillar equipment all over the yard. So I always see those, and of course I always come every year because at Christmas they give all the children a gift, and it's always some kind of a big toy. So I was going, wow, let's go to the Christmas party. Of course, it's not only that. I think I had a good life growing up. It was not grand, but I got to go to good schools, and we had the basic necessities in life. And I would always attribute that to my father or my dad working at the Caterpillar dealership. So when I was growing up, I told myself, I want my children to have the same thing, and I want to work for Caterpillar. So immediately after graduating my industrial engineering degree in hand, I went to the Caterpillar dealership and said, I want a job here. So they hired me as a management trainee, similar to the marketing trainees that we have here. And I worked my way up from trainee to sales staff to salesman for machines and parts, and later on as their marketing manager, handling machines marketing and marketing communications. I worked for them for 10 years, and I loved working at the dealership. I didn't want to leave, but I guess I was making a name for myself in the construction industry in the Philippines, and a company called Hilti pirated me. And Hilti is a Swiss-German company, and it's also a premium brand, just like Caterpillar in the construction industry. The offer was really good, so I left the dealership and worked for them as their marketing manager for another 2 years. It was about that time that Caterpillar found out that I've left the dealership and gave me a call and said, why don't you just come over to Singapore and work for us? So right away in the phone I said, I wanted to say yes. You know, I mean, not just work for the Caterpillar dealership, but I'm also be able to work for Caterpillar itself. But there was one problem. They said, you have to start in January. And that year, in January, I was going to get married. So those of you who are married know how it is to set up a wedding, and it was all set, invitations were out. But I talked to my wife. I sat beside and my wife to-be, and she said, this was a lifetime experience for me. It was really important for me to do it. And she understood that, and she supported it. So we called all our friends and told our family and said, we're going to get married 1 month ahead of time. It was a smaller party. It was a small wedding, but it was also a farewell party for us. So we got married, and 2 weeks later I left for Singapore. And 4 months after that, my family followed me. So we've been here now for 4 years in Singapore. So that's me in a nutshell. That's Jeremy Haranilla. But of course, now that I've shared all this information to you guys about me, I consider you all my friends and my extended family in Singapore. So you can simply call me Jay.